Hi everyone, welcome to the 2023 Heat Transfer Vinyl Guide with Heat Transfer Warehouse. Today we're going to be going through all the different types of heat transfer vinyl, and we're going to be talking about the differences, and we're also going to be pressing a few so you can see what all the fuss is about. So let's get going. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with everything Heat Transfer Warehouse has to offer, including education on all our services and products. So we're going to get started with standard HTV. These are the types that we recommend for getting you started on your heat transfer vinyl journey because they're easy to press, easy to weed, and have a large selection of colors. And what I have here is EasyWeed Classic, WALAKut Express, and ThermoFlex Plus. And today my project is going to be this cute little bag, and we're going to start with WALAKut Express. So I'm going to put my bag on here, and I'm using a pillow so I get the right pressure. WALAKut Express, you press at 250 to 300 for 5 seconds. And it's a warm peel. I'm gonna peel that off. And so here's our WALAKut Express on our cute little bag. And next up, Zach is gonna show you stretch.
I'm going to be going over a few stretch vinyls we sell here in-house. That's going to be our ThermoFlex stretch and our Caesar EasyWeed stretch. These are both matte finishes, and you'll press them anywhere from 320 to 330 degrees. They're great for sporting, athletic clothing, pants, anything you need just a little give. For my design, I'm going to be using the ThermoFlex stretch black material. This is my design. It is a Viking. It is a softer material and it has a sticky liner, so it's a Viking godsend to weed. So let's press this bad boy. All right, so I'm just threading the sweatshirt onto the platen. I'm gonna give it a test press just to make sure my pressure's right. I think I'm gonna increase that just a little bit. That feels perfect. All right, let's press the back first. Gotta get rid of all these wrinkles. All right, so now that I got this lined up, we're gonna press it at 330 degrees for 15 seconds. All right, this is gonna be a warm peel, so I'm gonna give it just a second to cool down before I peel it. You can kind of pat it if you want to help cool it down. Or I see a lot of people use mugs and kind of roll it across, metal mugs to help cool it down. All right, let's peel it. That was satisfying. And then we do have a left chest for this as well, and that's just gonna be his axe. So we'll throw that on here. I'm threading the sweatshirt through just so it gets better pressure. I did line my left chest about 4 fingers down from the neckline. So now that I got this lined up, I'm gonna press this one at 330 degrees for 15 seconds as well. All right, and then I'm not gonna peel it right away because this is a warm peel. So I'll give it just a second. All right, this is probably good. All right, let's check it out. So this is gonna be the back, and then I did do the left chest, just the axe in the front. And then this is the stretch, so let's see if it stretches. All right, now let's see what it looks like after I stretched it. It looks like it kept its form really well. If you were to use standard vinyl, it might not keep its form as well, so that's where this will come in handy. We're done for now, but I'll be back later to finish this up with some pattern vinyl. Next up, we have Kirk with Low-temp.
We're going to talk about low-temp HTV, and the reason we want to talk about low-temp HTV is sometimes you have those difficult garments that will leave press marks, or you're worried about them actually getting damaged with the heat. So when we say low-temp HTV, the main thing we're talking about is the pressing temps, which is typically around, you want to get closer to that 300 degrees, sometimes with 305, all the way down to 250, somewhere in that range. So the lower the temp, the better. And what kind of things would we press with low-temp HTV? You think about it as sometimes the tough to press polyesters, you got your leather, your suede leather, spandex, nylon, you name it. Those things are going to have difficult pressing. It could also have marks or actually burn the fabric. So you want that low-temp HTV. Now, there's quite a few low-temp HTVs we offer. One of the main ones as we talk about is the Hot Mark Revolution, and that presses again around that 305 to 250 always make sure you're checking your pressing instructions and application instructions. We got Polytape Turbo Low-temp, and that comes in also like some neons and other colors, so the color selection is quite robust. And then also we have our WALAKut Express. Now, even though it doesn't say Low-temp in the name, it still presses around that 300-degree mark, which is key for making sure we don't have any press marks or burn the fabrics we're doing. So today we're gonna press a shirt, and I have a 100% polyester shirt. Now, a lot of times polyester, if it's pressed too hot, will leave those burn marks. So we love Low-temp for this. And so we're just gonna, on the back of it, we're gonna put a little bit of Turbo Low-temp on it, just some simple waves just to show you kind of how it works and how it peels, which is also peels. Most of them will peel with a warm peel. Again, watch your application instructions. So I got my press set to 275. I'm choosing that range because I just kind of want to go in between, because it's anywhere from 250 to 300, the Turbo Low-temp. So I'm gonna go ahead and thread it. Make sure it's on there nice and straight. Make sure there's no moisture or anything on the shirt, so we're gonna give it a quick press, a couple seconds, and then we're gonna go ahead and we just got a simple design for the back. Go ahead, and this time we're gonna press for approximately 10 seconds. Then as soon as we're done pressing, go ahead and pull it out. And with this one, we can peel it quick and fast, so we can peel it warm. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pull it off the platen here. After I finish pressing my Turbo HTV, as you can tell, it's a nice matte finish, which you find with a lot of the Low-temp products. They have a nice matte finish. Now we're gonna bring on Brooke and talk about Glitter HTV.
So when it comes to Glitter HTV, we have lots of options here. We've got Caesar Sparkle, Caesar Twinkle, Caesar Glitter, and then we also have Deco Film Brilliance, and we've got GlitterFlex Ultra. So some of the more popular characteristics about these vinyls is actually when it comes to sparkle, it's super thin, it's layerable. So this would be the glitter you want to use when it comes to more detailed designs. This Caesar Twinkle is actually reflective. Hopefully you can get a good look there. There's got little glass beads in it, so that's what's going to give that reflective properties when in bright lights. And then for Caesar Glitter, this is actually textured. And for these two, would not recommend super detailed designs because they are a little bit thicker, and so you can't cut as intricate. So today I'm actually going to be pressing Caesar Glitter, which is that textured glitter, and I'm going to be pressing this Flamingo Pink. All right, so we got these pair of Lane 7 joggers that we're going to press. And when it comes to these different HTVs, they're all going to be pressed at a different temp between 300 and 320 degrees. So for Caesar Glitter, we're actually going to do 320. It's one of the higher ones. Because I do have a pillow in the pocket, I'm going to have to crank back that pressure just a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I'm going to use this just to line up my design and make sure that I have everything in place on this pocket. So we're going to press it. And this we're pressing 10 to 15 seconds. I believe this was set to like 13, so should be good. And this is a warm peel. Some of the glitters are a cold peel, so you just want to make sure that you're looking at the application instructions, and that worked great. So I'm going to take our pillow out, and there you go. There is the pocket, what we got so far. And the design will make sense. It's not just going to say piggy, I promise. All right, so that was Glitter HTV, and now Maggie's going to come and talk about Holographic.
Like Brooke just mentioned, I'm going to break down holographics for you guys. We offer 3 different types. We have Deco Sparkle, Caesar Holographic, as well as Caesar Aurora. What's so cool about all of our holographics is the different finish they can give you. So this one here is our standard kind of, almost looks like, I don't want to describe it, almost like confetti. It looks really cool. And then this one is going to be what we'd call our crystal. And then right here, what I have for you, I'm going to press today, is our Caesar holographic, but it's like a pearl finish. It's a rainbow pearl. So it's really cool. There's tons of different finishes that add sparkle without all the texture. With any of our holographics, you're going to want to press from 305 to 320 for about 15 to 20 seconds. Biggest thing is peeling cold. Right? There we go. All right, so like I mentioned, cold peel is going to be the best thing for this. So we're going to take this off of here. I'm going to set it off to the side, and then we'll peel it when it's cool. All right, it is cool to the touch. Let's peel this. And there you have Holographic. Now Trish is gonna hop in and tell you guys all about metallics.
Metallics are a great way to add a metal look to your design, and Heat Transfer Warehouse has many different metallics to offer. We have EasyWeed Metallic, Embossed Decofilm, Decofilm Metallic, EasyWeed Electric, and then we have WALAKut Metallic and ThermoFlex Plus Metallic. And today, I'm gonna be pressing EasyWeed Metallic. And first, I wanna show you just how easy these are to weed. See how easy that was? Now I'm gonna take it and press it. So I'm gonna take my bag, and I've got my heat press set to 305, and we're gonna press for 10 seconds because this is gonna be my top layer. And just add it in here. Cut these apart. All right, and I've already set my pressure, so here we go. And so this is a cold peel. And there's our cute little design with WALAKut Express and metallics. Next up, Zach is going to talk about patterns.
All right, and I'm back again to finish up this Viking design we've all been dying to see. We will be using our in-house pattern vinyl for this that I actually print back in the art department. These are a low-temp application, so you can press anywhere from 266 degrees all the way up to 302 for 5 to 10 seconds, and then they are a warm peel. We have thousands of different designs on our website for any occasion. It's pretty cool because most of these patterns were made by an in-house designer here. Some of our in-house patterns that I brought with me are a couple of the ombres. This would be the melanin and then the Miami ombres. And then we did bring in a couple yarders as well. We got cowhide cheetah turquoise, camo 2.0, and then fire ombre. Next, I'll bring up the Caesar EasyWeed patterns. For our Caesar Easy patterns, these have a semi-gloss finish and they can be pressed at 305 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds, and they are a cold or hot peel. The biggest difference between the two is our in-house patterns will need to be weeded and masked, and our Caesar Easy patterns do not. So make sure you mirror your design with this product. The patterns I used for this design was our football leather and then our blood splatter pattern. I need to weed and mask those still, so let's do that. And all I'm doing is I'm removing the vinyl from the liner. As long as the cutter did its job correctly, we shouldn't have any issues. And if you're not sure what to weed, I like to kind of squeeze the material to see where those cut lines are at. So now that we got it all weeded, we're gonna have to mask it. And so what masking is when you take a mask and you transfer it from the liner to the mask so then it can be heat pressed onto the garment. I'm just gonna mask all this together. So I'm just gonna put them next to each other. As long as the actual vinyl doesn't overlap, you can use the same KTM. So I'm gonna cut this down just so I can get a better fit. And then I like to pull corner to corner, is what I say. And then this would be your mask. So when you're masking vinyl, you wanna make sure it's lined up and you cover all of it. And I always call it the taco method. So you'll let the center hit first, and then you'll let the sides come down. And then I always say, don't touch it with your hands, grab a squeegee. And I always start from the center and I'll give it just really light pressure just to apply it all the way down. And then once it's on there, I like to give it a little elbow grease. And what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get rid of any big bubbles or any cloudiness that you see on the vinyl. That looks good to me, so I'm gonna peel it off the table. I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna remove the harder liner from the back. And same thing, I'm gonna peel corner to corner. And then I did have separate pieces here, so I'll remove those really quick. One more. And then that white backing I saved, I'm gonna use that now. So I'm just gonna cover it over, and then you can use your hands on this part just to smooth it out. And then I'm just gonna trim it up and cut them all apart. The reason why I masked this was because the adhesive is actually on the back side of the vinyl, so that exposes it when you go to heat press it. And so now I'll cut them apart because they are all separate pieces. We did make this design an inlay rather than layering because stretch cannot be layered. So let's line this up the best we can. Put this on the heat press. I'm gonna thread it onto here. I'm gonna do the back first. So let's take this white backing off. And then let's try to line this up the best we can. I'm pressing this at 275 degrees for 10 seconds. And then these are warm peels, so I'm gonna give it just a second to cool off. All right, it's starting to look pretty cool. Let's get the axes done next. So once again, I'm gonna take the white backing off. You definitely don't wanna heat press that. I'm gonna heat press these the same as last time, so 275 for 10 seconds. All right, let's give these just a second to cool off. Pretty cool. All right, so now that we have the back done, let's take it off and flip it around and finish off the axe on the front. All right, so let's try and line this one up the best we can. All right, that looks pretty good. Once again, same thing, 275 for 10 seconds. All right, let's give it just a second. Perfect. So here's the big reveal. I used our ThermoFlex Stretch Black for the outline of the axe, and then the blood splatter would be our in-house pattern vinyl. All right, so let's check out the back. And we did the same thing here. We got the ThermoFlex Stretch Black for the outline, and then we used our in-house pattern vinyl for his tunic, and then the axes. So that's it for pattern vinyl. Next up is gonna be Kirk with Glow and Reflective.
Hey everyone, and now it's time to talk about glow-in-the-dark and reflective HTV. And most people say, why reflective or glow-in-the-dark HTV? And I always say, it's great for safety, don't get me wrong. Reflective works on police, EMT, fire, you name it, even just running shirts in general. Glow-in-the-dark is actually another way to also add some pop, even if it's not Halloween. It adds some depth to your shirts, also adds some unique characteristics you can add to it. You can layer it with other materials, so it kind of, when people are in the light and they're in the dark, it shines or reflects back, and obviously it glows in the dark. So a lot of reasons to use reflective in glow in the dark. We have the reflection protection, the 3M Scotch light. We also have another reflection decoration. We have Caesar Easy Reflective, it's one of my favorite. We have EasyWeed Glow in the Dark, and then we also have Polytape Glow in the Dark. A couple characteristics between the two is if you're looking at glow in the darks, the EasyWeed Glow in the Dark has a white, and then the Polytape Glow in the Dark does have a slight green tinge to it. And so the fun of it is obviously when we're pressing, it's more of a low temp. So the nice part about it is it presses around 325 all the way down to, some of them are up to 250. So it's a nice area where you can also press it onto garments that may be nylon or could scorch with like a polyester. Continue on our project, we're going to show you how to press reflective glow in the dark, and this time we're going to do an inlay and press the two together. I've lined my stuff up already, and I kind of pieced them together and stuck them together so I kind of know how they're going to line up. I already have my red lips onto my shirt, and I'm going to press, today I'm going to press around probably about 300. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust, and the first we're going to press is the reflective. And we're just going to go ahead and we're going to line them up just on the edge of the lips. Once we get those on in place, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do like about a 5-second tack so we can have them in place and then come back with our second layer. And with reflective, obviously, most of them will press in either that warm or some will be cold, but always check your application instructions online. So now that I got my reflective down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go with my piece for my glow in the dark, and they're going to inlay just inside of each other and having a good eye. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to press them for the full time, which in this case with the glow in the dark is approximately 10 to 15 seconds. I'm going to peel off my glow in the dark, And as you can see, this is pretty cool. I finally got my shark's teeth and lips all together. And there we go. You have reflection decoration with glow in the dark, pressed together with an inlay. And next up is Brooke. And I'm gonna release her from this balloon, and we're gonna talk about flock, puff, and brick.
Finally, I'm out of that balloon. I was in there way too long. The helium was starting to get to my head. So today I'm going to be talking to you guys about dimensional HTV, our 3D varieties that we offer here. So earlier you saw me press this textured glitter, and then I'm going to talk about these ones over here. We've got Caesar brick, Caesar strip flock, WALAKut puff, Caesar puff, and then WALAKut silicone. So this is Caesar brick. Something to note about this HTV is actually 600 microns thick, which is crazy because typical ones like EasyWeed or any of your classics are around 50 microns thick. So this is quite larger than that. Then for Caesar strip flock is like pretty similar to something fuzzy, you know, felt. I'll take my little pig off the backing here. And if you can see, there's like texture, fuzziness to it. So that's super unique with Caesar strip flock. And then for puff will actually look pretty normal compared to other HTV, but this one actually is gonna look way different after we press, you'll see that. And for all of these HTV, I would not recommend super intricate details just because they are quite a bit thicker and it's hard to weed those out. And then with puff, you're gonna see this really like absorb and take over these negative spaces. So you wouldn't wanna do too small of details there either. All right, let's get pressing. For all of these 3D vinyl, it's going to be different instructions for each. So just make sure you're looking at your application instructions. I'm just gonna test my pressure. Oh yeah. Okay, we found our correct pressure. Still need WD-40 there. I'm gonna press brick first. So we're just gonna give this a go. One thing to note with Caesar brick, it is on a static liner, so not very forgiving if something does come off your design. You may have to recut because it's not adhesive. And then with Caesar brick, it is a cold peel, so I'm just gonna let that cool off. I'm gonna take it off the press here, let it cool. I'm gonna take the pillow out, maybe it'll cool down a little quicker. And then our WALAKut silicone is actually pretty similar to Caesar brick. It's great for athletic wear because WALAKut silicone is quite a bit stretchier than Caesar brick. Okay, I think we're gonna try peel it now since it has cooled off. Wow, okay, that looks pretty good. See if I can kind of show you the dimension that it has there and how much it's kind of standing off of the garment than the glitter. Super fun. Okay, let's do our strip flock. So I'm gonna just get my pants back on here and put my pillow in. Pressing the flock. Okay, and then this one I'm just gonna peel right away. It's not a cold peel, so we don't have to wait. That is so cute. That's the fuzzy, flocky material. This is Caesar Strip Flock Pro. And again, just Caesar glitter, Caesar brick. And one super fun thing with strip flock is that it's actually layerable. So Sasha just made this bag in a previous episode of The Yard on YouTube. And you can see all those beautiful layers of strip flock. Not many of the other textured and dimensional HTV can layer. So if you're looking for layering, strip flock might be the way to go. Now we're gonna flip our pants over. Got the back pocket all done. We're just gonna add a little accent to our front. And here we go. We're gonna do, this is our Caesar puff, and we're just gonna do a little pig face right on this front pocket. If you guys couldn't tell, pigs are my favorite animal. So Sasha helped me with this design, super fun. And also another thing to note with these HTV, there's plenty of colors and a lot of different size options as well for width. Ooh. And then if you guys can see the actual puff texture of this and how much it stands off the garment. This kind of gives a little bit weird texture, but I like it. Alrighty guys, so there you have all our dimensional textured HTV. Now Maggie's gonna come in and she's gonna show us the clear HTV.
One of the most unique vinyls we carry is gonna be our clear. That's right, clear. And if you're wondering what in the world would I do with clear, I'm here to tell you. So clear you can use in a couple different ways. One way that I'm going to show you today is using it with sublimation. It's possible because it's made out of polyester. And the other way you'd use it is almost like a cool tone-on-tone effect. So the 4 different types of clear we have is going to be ThermoFlex Clear, our WALAKut Clear Gloss, our WALAKut Clear Matte, and our printable 4034. Today I'm going to press, adding on to my design that we had from before with our holographic, I'm going to be using our WALAKut Clear Matte. I have my design already weeded. It is clear, but I promise you it's there. So you'll weed it, cut it like normal, and then I'm going to put it on my garment here. Place it wherever you like. I don't need to put a Teflon sheet or a craft paper sheet on top of this because I already have my cover here. I'm going to apply it at 320, press for 5 seconds, and peel cold. Oh, there we go. Now that my design is completely cool, I'm going to peel it. If you didn't do the sublimation part, this is how you can see it's like that tone-on-tone look. So this could be done if we wanted it to be, but we're going to make it a little bit cooler. See that tone-on-tone? But I'm going to wait for my heat press to heat up, and we're going to press sublimation at 380 for 30 seconds. I'm going to line up my design in the meantime. Get this lined up. I have my design printed here. We have a sublimation printer, Sawgrass one that we printed these on here. If you guys don't have access to a sublimation printer, we can print transfers for you as well. But I'm gonna get this lined up. I'm also gonna use thermal tape to help get it in the perfect spot. It's just a heat-safe tape. So my holographic from earlier is actually also able to be sublimated. So using both of these vinyls together, I can achieve 2 different looks. So it'll be really cool when you see this black pressed. You're gonna see all the cool holographic behind it, and then we'll have the plain one with the clear. All right, feel pretty good. Now I'm gonna give it a press. So again, pressing for 380 at 380 for 30 seconds. As you can see, my tape kept everything in place, which is great for sublimation. I'm gonna peel my holographic right away, and then I'm gonna move it off to the side and peel my clear cold. My clear has cooled down a little bit, so I'm gonna give that a peel. Ooh, that looks so sweet. Okay. To kind of recap what we talked about today is I used 2 different materials to help sublimate onto a garment you probably wouldn't sublimate onto. So most of the time if you guys use sublimation, it's gonna have to be 100% polyester, light colored garments. With using the holographic and with the clear, I was able to sublimate onto a mixed garment. And that's sublimating onto clear HTV.
So now, Maggie, let's talk about our new service of custom cutting.
Okay.
So now that you've learned about all these awesome heat transfer vinyls, we're going to tell you a little bit about our new service of custom cutting.
Yeah, it's something we just started offering. We want to make sure we're helping you guys out with any project you have at hand. So we have a few options of our different vinyls we offer, colors. All we need from you is your artwork, size, and what product you want it on. It will come to you ready to press. No cutting, no weeding, nothing.
So that wraps up our 2023 Heat Transfer Vinyl Guide. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys.